welcome to another show of Eternal Connection on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Daniel Feint, and I'll be the host for this show. Today we're going to be talking about that there's nothing to let go of, and also that there's nothing to hold on to. So this is kind of from the realm of psychology, metaphysics, spirituality, and I'll throw in physics to sort of balance the equation. Basically, if there's a situation in life where something in the past has bothered you or has bothered me, but you're okay now, I mean physically, everything's fine, but it's just the thoughts in your mind that are brewing and you're ruminating on them. Most people would just say, let go of it, it's in the past, let go of it, it doesn't matter anymore. But what I want to do is take it a step beyond that and say that there's nothing to let go of in the first place. Almost the idea of true forgiveness means that there was nothing to forgive in the first place. Sort of like this void or vortex that I sort of try to align myself back into, of where everything originates from, and it's always a brand new beginning from an ending within a point where there's even no difference between a beginning and an ending. Sort of like the idea of eternity. There is no beginnings and endings in something that's eternal. So basically, this is kind of a way for me to explain how I see the world currently through my mind's eye, maybe. I do believe in the laws of physics while I'm in physical form, while I'm in this vessel of a body. I also believe in the things that are eternal. Let's see. When I was younger, I used to play a card game with family called Pinochle, and there was a certain set of cards that would trump or sort of overlay any other possible cards that are out there. It's a sort of like, it doesn't matter what the other cards are, these trump cards will sort of take over its place and be, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm going to try my best to get through this, and if you find it frustrating to listen to this, that's fine, I really don't care. But basically, the eternal in my mind trumps the physical. And now, if you're very much into the physical world and you believe that you're going to be on Earth in this body for all eternity, then that's a whole other scenario. But I recognize the possibility that I will leave this body, so therefore everything I know in my reality to be permanent is actually impermanent. So everything in this world is impermanent, and so basically there's nothing I can hold on to, and yet there's nothing I can let go of, because I feel that I have a soul, and I believe that the soul is eternal. Again, I'm just sort of sorting this out, and I have what I wanted to say I said in the first maybe minute or two of the show, but I have to do at least a 15-minute segment or so, so I'm just trying to add to it. So let's see. I apologize for my stumbling, but I will get through this, and I will broadcast this, and everything's going to be fine. Maybe I should take this as an example. Maybe I can smooth it out by applying my own technique that I'm trying to share here. So basically, I'm having thoughts that I can't do this in a smooth way, but those are just thoughts, and am I supposed to let go of those thoughts? Well, those thoughts actually aren't there anymore because I'm thinking new thoughts. And is there anything to hold on to as far as reaching and to hold on to a new way of thinking about how to make this radio program go smoothly. Well, if I'm constantly reaching out for it, then it's never going to arrive, because if everything's happening now all at once, then basically it's never going to arrive if it's somewhere in the future, because the future never arrives. The future is now, and the now is moving forward, but it still means it's now. And I know this is probably, if you understand any of this, I'm trying to explain it the best I can. It makes perfect sense to me. Hopefully it'll make perfect sense to you. If not, I applaud you for listening anyway. So yeah, let's go along with this in a psychological way. Basically, I don't know what to say for the rest of this time. So that is words that have just come out of my mouth based on a thought and emotion, but now you just heard some silence, and there's silence in between these words, and these words are basically English, or they're basically the biological set of instruments I have in my body to make certain sounds come out of my mouth. So if I was to have laryngitis, that doesn't mean, let's see. Okay, that was a verbal dead end, but this is rather possibly entertaining. I'm not sure, but let's see. I'll go back to the topic, that there's nothing to let go of, and then I'll add as a side note, there's nothing to hold on to. So if you have any resentments in life, or from the past, or worries of the future, basically it doesn't matter, because I just urge you to see, anything that I say can or will be used against me in my own court of law, because there's basically nothing to do in life except to find happiness and to realize that it's all an illusion, so that we don't have to struggle when we realize that nothing is permanent. And so let's see, what else could I talk about? Let's see, I don't know. Let's see, I'm redesigning my website. If you're interested in what I'm doing with other parts of my work, I'm still trying to assemble an anthology of the writing that I've done for the past 10 years. But even those things, the website could easily be deleted, or it could be created again, or it could be deleted. And the anthology, well, if it does get created, then it's a book that easily could get destroyed, or thrown out, or ruined, or it could be a book that sits on a shelf for about 5 years. But ultimately, I'm not going to make it out of supersonic particles of matter that will be invincible for the rest of eternity. If I do make a book, and that will be printed out from a self-publishing site, which I do use Lulu.com, Lulu.com for my self-publishing. So, yeah, I don't think that they make beyond the realm of impermanent pages yet. I don't think they've got that technology yet. So this has been a very abstract show, and I don't know why I was going to think that it was concrete in any way, except for the fact that it's a sound file, as concrete as sound files get. I mean, sure, it's put on the Blog Talk Radio servers. I'm sure it's being saved onto my computer. Does that mean that it's anything I can hold on to or let go of? It's just sort of like ones and zeros, basically, that are being streamed through circuitry that you hear through your speakers. Basically, I was talking to somebody who I befriended about the idea of a movie and the disc, and like the DVD disc, or even if you were watching it on Netflix or YouTube or anything like that, I mean, it's telling you a story, but basically you could go with the subjective or objective way of looking at it. Is it an object, which means a file on a computer server or a disk, or is it subjective? Is it does it have like a subject matter or a story, or I don't know if I even understand that correctly, but basically I thought I just wanted to put another show out there for Blog Talk Radio, and hopefully if you didn't have anything else to do and you're still listening to this, I appreciate it. So to recap on my most recent epiphany, aha, realization of an insight, it is that there's nothing to hold on to and there's nothing to let go of. It's all impermanent. Even that is impermanent, which makes it permanent. So basically, to conclude, whatever is impermanent is permanent because life is constantly changing. And so the constant is change, and change is the constant. So there we go with the paradox. The Tao Te Ching says that nothing is done, yet nothing is left undone. It also says that the eternal Tao is not, the Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. So basically what you've just been listening to, and all these words that I've been naming out of my mouth into the microphone and onto a computer file, is basically not the eternal words because it's been named. They're just pointers in a direction. They're symbols. But through all this noise that I've been saying, hopefully there's a signal within it as to point you in the right direction of what you came to expect that you would get from listening to this program. So I'm not going to apologize because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even use a curse word or anything. I'm just trying to explain this. I could have a few more decades of therapy to talk about my self-worth and that everything is, as far as my self-esteem goes, not worthy of recording a radio program. Like, I have nothing to say, but that's changing because that's a constant. And yeah, so I'm going to conclude with the title of the show, that there's nothing to let go of. So let go of nothing, and pretty much everything will be available after that. Because everything is nothing. Basically, whatever the opposite it is, just equal them to each other. It's a paradox, and it's all good. And thanks for listening. Take care.